It's been years since Yuvraj did this, and 4 years since Gambhir had his hands on this. Even as these two champion cricketers may want to taste old-time glory, it seems like they've lost their golden touch. After Punjab kept Yuvraj out and Delhi found a brave new replacement for Gambhir last week, it's worthy to wonder, could this be the end of the road for the two stalwarts?
Let's go to our experts. Is it the end of the road?
I feel like this has been the subject with Yuvi for a while now. It's not just a new one, is it? But he said he's going to think about his career in 2019. So he's got it set in his mind, and I think Gambhir is still a really good player.
Ajit's eyebrows have raised about 3 inches. Let me just get that.
No, I mean, we both played cricket. So you can't sit here and say they're done. In UV's case, they've already signaled that he's probably not playing as well as he used to. And they've moved on, or they've at least replaced him in the 11th. Gautam Gambhir, I think I agree with Sean. I think, I hope he does go on and get runs, because he's a lot fit, or he looks a lot fitter than UV is. And that makes a huge difference as you age. Sometimes that dictates how you play the game as well if you're fitter. Chris Gayle is a prime example. I mean, last 2 or 3 seasons you've seen Chris Gayle barely could move.
Barely move? Yeah, maybe not just on the cricket field. Else, this man's got a lot of moves.
This year he's come in, he looks at least a lot fitter. And it's transformed into good batting.
Yuvraj has been picked for loads of money, like 16 crores, 14
In the past,
crores.
yeah.
No, for obviously his ability. He's never lived up to that. So obviously his price has dropped over the years. It started with 16, it's come down to 2 this year. Like Ajit said, I totally agree with him in terms of Gambhir. I think they might give him
Lots
a
of
go.
petrol left in the tank.
Yeah.
Alexis, you haven't said a word. I know you're close to both Gautam and UV, so you tell us.
Also close. Well, I'm actually close to someone who Ajit basically, mentioned, and that's Chris Gayle. And I know going into this tournament, everyone, of course, basically had counted him out. Who knows if he even had any self-doubt to believe that Chris Gayle would ever have any self-doubt. But I know every time we sit down here and we watch Chris Gayle, we say that he's almost like a freak of nature. He's one of those players that are just above average. So sometimes you'd think that age and these kind of things don't affect them as they would other players. I think UV and Gautam are not your average players either. They're not someone that you just come up every pitch. So I'm not one to call time on anyone's career. We see what they're going through there. I guess UV more than Gautam to me.
Suresh Raina last year for Gujarat looked nothing like the fit, athletic, good player that he was. Even as a batsman, he's made a comeback, but he's now found a way. He's not the Suresh Raina of the
4 years
IPLs,
ago.
yeah.
Okay.
But he finds he merits a place. Yuvraj,
So fitness important.
The way Yuvraj has been found out this IPL, the manner of his dismissals.
You're seeing in the field as well?
Fielding and batting. It's almost known what you need to do to keep Yuvraj
This is
quiet.
one of the finest fielders at point. And
the difference, I think, between Gambhir, Yuvraj and someone like Gayle is Gayle, because he's kind of a hit and miss player at the top, doesn't really cost his team runs even when he's not playing well. Whereas Yuvraj, his strike rate since 2015 in T20s is something like 110.
Somewhere you can't help but think that the manner in which Gayle was picked up at the auction was almost insulting or embarrassing to the aura of
the best
his
T20
game.
batsman of
So
all
he
time.
had a real point to prove. I don't think there's genuinely that much expectation from Yuvraj anymore.
The big thing with Yuvi, he's a striker of the ball, and if his strike rate is so low, that's obviously an issue, because you expect him to come out. Not every innings, but you expect him to come out and hit boundaries, don't you? So
6 sixes of
that's his
Stuart
game.
Broad.
He's actually got a very high percentage of defensive shots also this IPL. Like, he's actually around 25% of the balls or 30% of the balls he's faced, he's defended, which you can't afford to do in the IPL, especially when you're not scoring runs.
You said 6 sixes of Stuart Broad. That's 11 years ago now. That's an entire career in cricket.
11 years ago, you were in nappies and the world was a safer place. We'll leave you with a picture of the most beautiful man in India. Look at the camera, please. No.